if you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying that...
She's not lonely. I apologize.
But will you marry me?
What?
From cringeworthy YouTuber apologies to the time Madonna shouted at a wheelchair user for not standing up, these are the most embarrassing situations the world has ever seen. Over the years, video game conventions have produced some of the most eye-wateringly cringe-inducing moments the world has ever seen. If that fact is news to you, may I present for your consideration the moment YouTuber Jesse Wellens attempted to introduce the world to Need for Speed Payback at E3 2017.
So, I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback, yeah, it's a great game. But all right, all set aside, I'm a YouTube creator. Need for Speed Payback, it's coming out. I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Nick, for having me.
Hey, man. Thanks, Jesse.
Smooth as butter there, Jesse. But that messy announcement is nothing compared to the moment you're about to lay eyes on. At the Games Done Quick speedrunning event in 2014, Caveman DCJ was live streaming his attempt to beat Tomba 2 in record time. Unfortunately, he was joined by another gamer called Chibi, who caused equal measures of secondhand embarrassment and irritation as he attempted to steal the limelight with some constant, incessant commentary, much to Caveman's clear annoyance.
I recommend all viewers to go get a nice cup of joe, perhaps a bagel.
Dude, I love bagels.
Just sit back and enjoy some breakfast tomba.
Asiago cheese bagel? Yummy.
I believe you.
Yeah,
Get used to this song if anyone's listening.
Yeah. So this is the case where getting crabs is a good thing?
Yeah.
Never doubt the powers of weapon space.
All right.
It's so much better.
Dude, someone else has a birthday today.
What are the odds?
Right?
The greatest trick.
Since when did Super Mario Brothers U get here?
Good joke.
So confirmed Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
$5 from Diasoide. Enjoying this run, but I'll donate another $10 if Green Hoodie Guy does 10 jumping jacks.
Alright, so this is like the coolest part of the game in my opinion. Like, the time is frozen, so this is just pretty much the point of no return. Like, the first thing you see, alright, well we got this going on, first of all.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Great job, guy I don't know.
Yeah, great job, guy I don't know. Ha ha ha, that's so awkward. My skin's crawling. With jokes so bad they don't even get a sympathy chuckle, it's clear Caveman just wanted to focus. But guy I don't know had to make it all about him. Powerful, powerful cringe. Can we move on already, please? I don't even want to think about this one anymore. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've likely heard of Colleen Ballinger or her internet persona, Miranda Sings. First hitting YouTube back in 2008, Colleen introduced the character Miranda, a satirically talentless yet egotistical girl with dreams of becoming a pop star.
Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I done. Why didn't you call me?
Yeah, you get the idea. And well, Miranda Sings was a hit. With over 10 million subscribers, sold out live shows, and even a Netflix series named after Miranda's catchphrase, "Haters back off," Colleen had struck gold. Important to note, though, with a predominantly child audience. Over the years, Colleen formed an extracurricular relationship with her young fans, engaging in group chats such as one called, quote, Colleenie's Weenies. All this to say that her interactions with fans were, well, a little weird, and certainly unprofessional. Allegations of specific inappropriate behavior soon emerged, such as her sharing adult content with the minors and speaking lewdly with them. Before long, she was facing accusations of being a groomer, i.e. an adult who establishes a trusting relationship with a minor with the intent of potential exploitation. It would be at about this point that you'd expect the classic YouTuber apology. A raw video of a sniffling YouTuber sporting a just-got-out-of-bed look, maybe with a cute dog at their side to make them seem human, as they address the rumors and, through a teary-eyed apology, attempt to regain their reputation. Nope, instead Colleen chose to sing us an original song, The Toxic Gossip Train, this being a 10-minute ukulele ditty that took pretty much no accountability. Instead, she brushed off the serious allegation of child exploitation as nothing more than toxic gossip.
So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. You guys having fun? All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser who didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans.
Pretty catchy, huh? Needless to say, this only perpetuated her decline to new lows, considering that much of the alleged behavior could be proven through group chat screenshots. I mean, the cringe of the whole video is visceral and, in my opinion, will go down as one of the most embarrassing YouTube moments in history. In what world, seriously, did she think saying, "I'm not a groomer, just a loser," would actually excuse any of her behavior? Whatever she was thinking, it probably wasn't a financial mistake, at least, given the video's 19 million views, which could have earned Colleen upwards of $100,000 in ad revenue. I'm not sure how to feel about that fact, are you? I guess at some point we YouTubers must all do an apology video. Mine would be titled, "Sorry for creating the most amazing and entertaining videos ever." Hey, it's true. Which is why now's probably a good time to go ahead and smash those like and subscribe buttons. Alright, now let's continue the ultimate cringe fest. Each year since 1952, the Miss Universe pageant has been held, letting a panel of judges decide who's the prettiest out of a group of beautiful women from around the globe. Which is a little creepy to me, but to each their own. Anyway, back in 2015, Steve Harvey was announcing the winner when he made a bit of a boo-boo. He announced the wrong name, and yep, it's as painfully awkward as you're probably imagining.
Colombia! I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
Yeah. There's really no easy way to recover from that one. It's like a car crash that you just can't help but watch. And while Steve explained how there was a mix-up between the teleprompter, the envelope, and what producers were saying in his ear, you really have to feel bad for Miss Colombia. I mean, the embarrassment of celebrating and then literally having the crown swiped from your head and given to someone else. Though props to her, she did a good job keeping it together and being a gracious loser. It couldn't have been easy. But all that aside, we all know the real issue here. The fact that all of the Miss Universe winners have been from Earth. Miss Kepler 22b would have never let such a mistake occur. Madonna's been in the pop star game a long time, and over a 4-decade career, a few mishaps are inevitable. One such flub occurred at a recent concert. She was encouraging fans to stand up and dance when she noticed a person sitting down and decided to aggressively single them out. Only problem was, that person was in a wheelchair.
Check this right with me. What are you doing sitting down over there? What are you doing sitting down? Oh, okay. Politically incorrect. Sorry about that. I'm glad you're here.
And the award for the most insincere apology goes to... That certainly wasn't an easy watch. I mean, let's put aside for a moment that the person was wheelchair-bound. The fact that Madonna thought it was acceptable to single out and publicly humiliate a paying audience member is kinda entitled, right? But on the topic of pop stars who might have, to put it politely, had their day, let's talk about Justin Timberlake. At one time around the early noughties, Justin Timberlake was one of the biggest heartthrobs on the scene. Masses of young women would swoon over his slick dance moves. Only as you'll soon see, at now 43, his dance moves aren't quite as slick and read more along the lines of dad dancing. Justin, now what did the hip replacement doctor tell you about doing moves like that? Yeah, I have to say, I don't think he's bringing sexy back anymore. But I'll leave that up to you guys to debate in the comments. If you think about it, it's pretty weird how as humans, we've evolved to be embarrassed about our completely natural bodily functions. We're all only human, and accidents are bound to happen, though for NBC reporter Haley Jackson, it unfortunately happened live on TV. Back in 2016, Haley was reporting live when she was joined by a surprise guest star, a string of snot slithering from her nostril. I think I just vomited a little in my mouth. Anyway, as you can see, rather than attempt to salvage her dignity by subtly wiping her nose or sniffling, Haley, blissfully unaware, just let her little booger friend hang there, until it eventually skimmed past her lip and fell to the ground. Her professionalism is to be admired, though her Kleenex skills, I'm afraid, are somewhat lacking. For politicians, it's pretty much a given that they're not going to be able to please everyone, if anyone at all. So being hated is part and parcel of the job. However, this next one was a bit of an overachiever when it came to being unpopular. Back in 2022, Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigned, leaving Liz Truss to become his successor. That's this lady right here.
We are selling tea to China. Yorkshire tea. In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Yeah, sounds great, Liz. However, due to her poor decisions, which led to almost immediate devastation to the UK's economy, not to mention her severe lack of charisma and overall appeal, she resigned after just 45 days in office. An embarrassing feat that will have her down in the history books as not only the UK's shortest-serving Prime Minister, but also probably one of the worst, too. In fact, her time in office was viewed so unserious by Brits that one news tabloid, the Daily Star, dressed up an iceberg lettuce in a blonde wig, placed it next to a picture of Liz, and live-streamed it to see which would last longer. Could Liz last long enough for the lettuce to rot? Nope, the lettuce won. Yep, after 6 days of the lettuce livestream, Liz resigned, and all the while, the lettuce was still good to eat. Yeesh. Imagine working in politics your whole life, finally bagging the top position, only for it to be likened to the shelf life of a lettuce. Now that's another level of embarrassment. Ah, Adele. Her discography has gotten me through some pretty tough breakups. Anyway, from 2022 until 2024, she was performing at her Las Vegas residency, Weekends with Adele, and during Pride 2024, she was chatting to the audience when she heard a heckler say what she thought was, quote, "Pride sucks." Well, as a huge ally of the LGBT community, Adele certainly wasn't standing for any homophobia at her concert and had some choice words of her own.
Friday's basically the beginning of my week, you know, because that's when I work, basically. So it's sort of like the weekdays of my weekend, an extra long weekend. What was that? Did you just say Pride sucks? Did you come to my fucking show and just say that pride sucks? Fucking stupid. Don't be so ridiculous. You got nothing nice to say, shut up, alright?
Yikes. Yeah, I sure wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a scornful Adele. Her next album will probably be written about this heckler. Now granted, getting publicly told off by Adele at an Adele concert is embarrassing. But what's more is the fact that it seems the guy didn't even say pride sucks after all. You see, as you heard in the clip, Adele was discussing work, and if you listen again carefully, it sounds like the guy actually shouted, "Work sucks."
Weekend, an extra long weekend. What was that?
Yeah, I think an apology is in order. Of course, this was just a misunderstanding and we kind of have to admire Adele's defensiveness. However, scolding someone after completely mishearing them is, nonetheless, pretty embarrassing. Worst of all, just imagine being the fan who probably spent hundreds to see Adele, who they presumably idolize, and getting called stupid. Yeah, that would probably ruin my night too. But let this be a cautionary tale to anyone who's homophobic around Adele. She bites. Adele's flub is far from the worst case of a celebrity's attempt to express a progressive attitude going badly wrong. Cringe warning for this next one. In 2015, a strong year for cringeworthy content, Kelly Osbourne appeared on chat show The View. In an attempt to criticize Donald Trump's proposed policies towards immigration, she wound up inadvertently making herself look extremely out of touch.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that,
No.
you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying
There's more jobs to be
in LA, they always,
but
they don't.
Latinos are not only the only people
I didn't mean
doing
it like that. Come on. No, I would never mean it like that.
Okay.
Like, I'm not part of this argument with... I think what you're...
Ouch. In a brief moment, not only did she expose her internal biases and the limited way she'd interacted with Latino immigrants in her famous lifestyle, she also kind of implied cleaning jobs made up the bulk of Latino employment. Her co-host's reactions quickly highlighted that Kelly made a blunder, but no amount of scrambling could undo the now viral clip. Okay, one more time.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that...
No.
Yikes. Big yikes. As we've already mentioned, sometimes our natural bodily functions can show up at unwanted times and cause a bit of embarrassment. But if there's ever a worse time for Mother Nature to call, then it would probably be whilst hosting your own TV talk show. Back in 2021, Wendy Williams was delivering a segment on her show about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's divorce when she had an unexpected interruption. Or rather, eruption, as she let out not only a burp, but a fart as well. Take a look. Or should I say, take a listen.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
Hey, as Shrek says, better out than in. The way I see it, though, is things are only embarrassing if you choose to be embarrassed. And clearly, Miss Wendy Williams is not embarrassed. Speaking of farts, everyone's favorite topic, back in 2015 on an Australian radio show, Ed Sheeran revealed a little secret. Not only does he fart on stage all the time, but one time he even misjudged a fart and accidentally pooped himself a little bit. Hey, it happens to the best of us. He then explained how, due to the soiling, he had to perform the rest of the show stood still as to avoid any more unpleasant chafing or squelching. Ew, that's showbiz, I guess. Growing up watching classic Disney movies, you'd be forgiven for believing in love at first sight. And while it is sometimes possible, life isn't a Disney movie, and love tends to need to be nurtured over time. Especially before making any crazy decisions like, I don't know, marriage? Despite this, some hopeless romantic from Utah got down on one knee to the girl he dated for a mere week. And as if that isn't unhinged enough already, he did it in public at a local concert.
I love you. I've only met you for a week. But will you marry me?
What?
Let's all start out. Give us some hugs. Get some hugs out here.
Is it over now? Can I open my eyes? Yikes. That went about as well as anyone would have expected. I think we can assume that there won't be another date after this. God, I really hope that one was fake. There are two types of people in the world, those who like comedy and those who like Amy Schumer. Over the years, the comedian has become infamous for her cringe-inducing attempts to be funny, which often render her the unintentional butt of the joke. And well, back in 2015, on the red carpet of the Time 100 Gala, she made another desperate attempt to be funny by staging a fall in front of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Only the joke, like Amy, quite literally fell flat, as the couple expressed absolutely no reaction, barring their secondhand embarrassment, of course. Falling in public is always embarrassing, but purposefully falling as a pathetic attempt to stay relevant and be funny, well, I kinda just feel bad for her. Speaking of Kanye West, I think we can all agree that his reputation certainly precedes him, and without getting into it, he's been known to, shall we say, make headlines. That was certainly the case back in 2013 when he shared the stage with none other than Jesus himself.
I didn't come here to make bad people feel good. I came here to make dead people alive. To show people the light. So that's all I need from you, to show people the light of truth.
Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with having a close relationship with your religion, but to the extent where Kanye West seems to truly believe he is the chosen one, it's pretty cringe-inducing to be totally honest. Not to mention, concerning, at least in a medical sense. Having said that, boy, will I be sorry if it does turn out that Kanye is the chosen one. If any of you are theater fanatics, you might be aware of a little-known Broadway actress, Patti LuPone. Beginning her career in the early 1970s, Patti LuPone has become a living legend in the theater world. And besides being a triple threat, she's also known for her outspokenness, which she made no hesitation in demonstrating back at an event in 2022. The event in question was a talking panel with the cast of the Broadway production of Company. Happening during the time of COVID restrictions, anyone visiting a theater was required to wear a face mask. Only midway through, Patti spotted an audience member purposely not wearing their mask properly. And in true Patti LuPone style, she got her message across loud and clear.
Put your mask over your nose. That's why you're in the theater. That is the rule. If you don't want to follow the rule, get the down. Who do you think you are if you do not respect the people that are sitting around you? You pay my salary. Chris Harper pays my salary. Who do you think you are? Just put your mask over your nose.
Oof, that told her. But if you ask me, this whole situation is pretty embarrassing. Not only that the audience member wouldn't follow the rules and argued about it, but the fact that Patti clearly lost her cool by arguing and even cursing. Regardless of the reason, to engage in public humiliation tactics is, in my opinion, not the vibe. I guess the moral of the story is, if you go see a show with Patti LuPone in it, be aware that she will probably yell at you. If you're familiar with JoJo Siwa, you probably remember her as the sweet little girl from Dance Moms, a reality show about the training and careers of aspiring child dancers. After her appearance on the show, she went on to have a pretty successful career with various TV appearances alongside selling her signature hair bows. Even as a late adolescent, JoJo was branded and strongly associated with very infantile imagery such as rainbows, sunshines, and unicorns. And while her business was incredibly lucrative amongst children, in 2024 she was tired of the child's play and wanted to assert herself as the mature young woman she'd grown into. Simultaneously, she was also attempting to launch a music career, releasing her song Karma. Being at her core a dancer, she choreographed the dance to the song, which some people certainly found amusing. Oh wow, yeah, that was quite something. To make matters worse, in the music video, she's dressed like some kind of Kiss tribute act, presumably in a bid to show just how edgy she is now, and definitely not a child anymore. Arguably more embarrassing, though, was when she decided to celebrate her 21st birthday at Disney World, where she got a little tipsy. And well, one TikToker caught the moment when JoJo forced other parkgoers to sing her song Karma, which no one sadly knew. Fair warning, folks, some powerful cringe incoming.
I should have known better. I had a wish I would have never acted around. Yeah, we know it.
Yeah, I'm sorry for putting you all through that suffering, but hey, at this point, I don't think JoJo Siwa fears social anxiety. Social anxiety fears her. Now, we're all guilty of doing stupid things from time to time. It's only human. However, Tessica Brown might just take the prize for stupidest human ever. But if her name isn't ringing any bells for you, perhaps you know her as the Gorilla Glue Lady? Yep, back in 2021, Tessica ran out of her usual hair gelling product, so instead decided to use Gorilla Glue, an industrial strength super glue, on her hair. Needless to say, it didn't wash out. In fact, as most sentient people would imagine, it turned into a rock-solid mess and required medical attention. More than a month after the sticky mishap, a Los Angeles plastic surgeon saw Tessica's story and was able to remove the glue thanks to a homemade solvent, not to mention hours of painstaking work. I would warn others not to try this at home, but in all honesty, I doubt there is anyone else on Earth who would attempt to style their hair with industrial-strength superglue. Let's all share in Tessica's chronic embarrassment and never allow this to happen again. Mugshots. It's rare that they capture a person's good side. That said, some are definitely worse than others, and right here I have a few that are probably amongst the most embarrassing the world has ever seen. For example, this lovely gentleman who, as you can see, seems to have misplaced his mustache on his forehead. And besides this being probably one of the worst haircuts I've ever seen, it's also not very inconspicuous, which doesn't exactly bode well for a criminal. Same applies here for this guy who appears to be sporting a pair of downturned horns. Though I'd argue that this was likely less of an intentional style as opposed to, I just didn't wash my hair for a few years kind of situation. His only crime, as far as I'm concerned, is a crime against hair. But speaking of crimes against hair, this guy is guilty as charged. I can only imagine that he asked his barber for the Krusty the Clown. But from clown hair to clown makeup, this woman here is the full package. A picture certainly tells 1,000 words, and we can only imagine this fine lady's lifestyle and crimes that led to this mugshot. Anyone know if she's single? If you don't already know who she is, Rita Ora is a British singer and media personality. Though admittedly I'm more familiar with her on account of a pretty embarrassing faux pas. Back in 2014, Rita attempted to promote a new song of hers by posting the following tweet: "Dropping my new song Monday, if this gets 100,000 retweets." Only it didn't. Not even close, having received only about 2,000 retweets. It was an embarrassing fail to say the least. But rather than just take the L and move on, Rita made a complete U-turn and tweeted how she'd apparently been hacked and that the alleged hackers were threatening to leak her music. Yeah, sure, Rita. Hackers. Overestimating your popularity is one thing, but then spinning up a whole lie about it afterwards just to save face is embarrassing. Our pal Rita, though, I'm afraid has not one but two embarrassing moments in this video. Yep, in 2024, the singer was performing at the Mighty Hoopla Festival in London and was singing an a cappella version of her song Anywhere. Only as she got to the chorus, she forgot the lyrics and started singing a whole other song entirely. Her song Lonely Together. Take a look. Oof, what a mess. Yeah, that's embarrassing, but at least she took it in her stride. What might be more embarrassing is that her songs sound so similar that even she, the artist, struggles to distinguish them. Now, don't get me wrong, I care about the environment. I suffer in silence with McDonald's paper straws just like everyone else, as is my duty. But for British environmental activist group Just Stop Oil, an organization that focuses on human-caused climate change, they'll stop at nothing until real change is made. As such, JSO activists often engage in shock tactics to get their point across, such as sitting in front of cars, vandalizing in their brand of orange, and even gluing themselves to various places. However, in one of their most outrageous stunts, a pair of young women, Phoebe Plummer and Anna Holland, entered London's National Gallery and targeted Van Gogh's priceless artwork, Sunflowers. Take a look at what happened.
What is worth more? Art or life?
Oscar Wilde, could you...
Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
I told you it was shocking. Not only did they attempt to destroy the artwork with tomato soup, but they then superglued their hands to the wall in protest. Despite being pretty outrageous, you have to somewhat respect their dedication. Still, I'd argue that JSO's approach is completely counterintuitive, considering how the stunts only inconvenience and annoy the general public, therefore making people way less likely to get behind their cause. Now, fortunately, thanks to the protective glass, the painting actually went unscathed. The same can't be said for the two girls who received 2 years of jail time. But hey, let me ask you, do you think this kind of protest is effective at all? Or does it have the opposite effect? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Kardashian clan aren't exactly revered for being talented or great thinkers. Still, they've been clever enough to make hugely successful careers for themselves and are able to live lives of extreme luxury. So much so, it seems they don't actually know how to fend for themselves anymore. Back in season 1 of The Kardashians on Disney+, Kris Jenner asked Kendall if she'd like their personal chef to cook her a snack. Pridefully, Kendall assured that she needed no assistance and could fix herself a salad. But alas, even such a simple task proved to be quite the battle as we caught a glimpse of Kendall's bizarre cucumber chopping method.
You want the chef to make you a snack?
I'm making it myself. Just gotta chop up some cucumber. It's pretty easy.
You go, girl. Be careful, because I nipped myself the other day.
I don't know, I'm kind of scared.
There you go.
Don't cucumbers have seeds? Oh yeah, they definitely not a good cutter, so don't zoom in on me. I'm not professional whatsoever.
Hey, chef, do you want to cut this up for her?
I'll do it, Mom, it's fine.
Needless to say that this quickly went viral and Kendall was left pretty embarrassed. But with a personal chef at her disposal cooking all the rest of her meals, I'm sure she got over it pretty quickly. Well, that's about it, folks. I'm interested to know, though, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done or witnessed? Let me know in the comments or email stories at beamazed.com. And maybe I'll embarrass you in the next episode. See you later.